Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing an advanced review for Forest Hills Bootleg Society from Simon and Schuster. Now, this book is a little bit different than what we normally cover in the channel, but I wanted to check this out, especially because we got to read it in advance thanks to the creative team. So let's talk about them. This book is created by Eisner nominated Nicole Goux and Dave Baker. Go read their book. Everyone is Tulip. I really enjoyed that book. You can find our coverage of that book from earlier on in I think last year we did a review for that. And you can read that online as well, or you can go ahead and purchase that at the comic shop. But yeah, this book was a lot of fun. So let me give you a quick synopsis of what's going on. Set in 2005, this graphic novel follows four teens who stumble into an illicit anime DVD burning business that shakes up their conservative small town and their friendship. So just right off the bat, from the premise, the fact that this book is about anime and distributing bootleg DVDs in the year 2005 really connects like that. Not that I did that, but it's a really fun concept, and it was definitely something that was prevalent, uh, you know, back in those days. So when Brooke, Kelly, Maggie, and Melissa buy a bootleg anime DVD at a gas station, they get much more than they bargained for with Super Love XL, a risque movie featuring, among things, a giant mech who shoots lasers out of their chest. Really, like when I got to these pages, that was really fun. The four girls are horrified. It's so unlike anything they've ever seen. It would probably shock everyone else in their town and definitely would take over their extremely conservative Christian school. So I think one of the things that this book does the best is have that mixture of really fun stuff about themes of friends, just kind of watching anime, hanging out as a group, growing up together, their relationships, some of them even romantic, and then also setting this in this conservative town in this Christian school, like really because those things normally they wouldn't go together, right? Especially because of just the themes and everything that go on in a conservative school like that, and compared to what we see as the content of this anime, and then just also just the choices and the future that they're planning. So really interesting stuff. At first, everything goes well perfectly with their friends raking in the cash, but pretty soon they'll even have enough money to buy matching jackets. That's really funny. And as the market of the anime DVD grows, the girls realize they'll need new material, so they need to figure out how to keep the customer satisfied. But yeah, of course, inevitably things are going to start going wrong. There's going to be issues with the town, within the group, and maybe even heartbreak. So this book just sets up this book just sets up a really fun premise that I thought it was going to be really enjoyable. But let's take a look at some preview art so we can talk more about this book. One of the things I really enjoyed about this book is, first of all, the stylization of the book, like the way that it's this presented. Now, in some of my past reviews, you've heard me talk about I'm not a big fan of the overuse of word bubbles, but that's not the case in this book because the what I don't like about some word bubbles that we see in more traditional comics is that they are just telling us information that we already know. But in this case, they're actually adding layers to the story. As you can see here, each character, as they are presented for the first time, we get a little bit of facts and some stats about them. So we really get to know the characters in a very expedited fashion, which I really enjoyed. And there's some inside jokes, there's some funny humor there too. Like I think um, I don't. It's hard for a book to actually make someone chuckle out loud, but this book had some really funny stuff. Um, so, and I just love the use of the monochromatic tones. Forest Hills. The imagery to me immediately goes to obviously green, so maybe that's why this was picked. But I really love just the tones of the green. It allows for a little bit more of subtlety and maybe a little bit of a surreal feel, but still we know that this is set in a real world, a world that we can relate to. Um, as we go on, we have some traditional paneling. We do have these chapter breaks that are very beautifully woven into the story, as you can see here. Like, it just follows the car. So if you are somebody that wants to keep reading this book all in one sitting, you can continue to do that because the book just has really good pacing and it flows that way. But if you want to take breaks, the chapter breaks are perfect for that. They lead you on and they leave you at naturally stopping points in the story. So let's take a look at some more preview art here. Um, I also love that we get introduced to new locations or new characters, they're still like we're still being inundated with these little fun bubbles that really give you a little bit of a backstory and a feel on the town. Like, we're putting this kind of together just based on all the people that we're meeting, right? We'll definitely meet more people at the school, all over the town, and then of course more information about our main group. We also have these really cool uh, information pages about each one of the members of the group. I really love all the little details. We see a little Inuyasha there, and then some other anime. That there's a lot of anime knowledge in this, so it makes me wonder. I don't know if the creators are fans of anime or just did a lot of research. Either way, it feels just right in the perfect place. And with these little brief histories, we get to learn a lot more about our characters. So really, really fun stuff. Uh, that this is the type of stuff that makes the story more immersive, but in a natural way. Like, it doesn't feel like it's not derailing the story because it comes at a place where we are transitioning from one page to the other. I think that's really important. You can't just drop a character sheet in the middle of nowhere. And then let's look at one last preview art. I just love that we do have activities like the group watching this together, the group hanging out at school, or even the group being separated at school, interacting with other people. The relationships are very different, and like I said, we do see some romantic relationships, which also were I think they were really well displayed, and with some very natural and real conversations. Very natural and real interactions and problems and issues that would come up in a relationship, and then just the reaction to them, like watching anime together. Anime can get weird, specifically the one that we're talking about here, Super Love Excel, and then just all the conflict and everything feels very natural as we go through the book. So I quite enjoy this book, and I'm a big fan of the creators. So everything kind of really added up. So I highly, highly recommend you go check this out. As this is from Simon and Schuster, this will be widely available at many, many bookstores. So you should not have a problem finding this book, and I highly recommend it for you know young adults, teenagers, like even older. Like, I think everybody can kind of relate to some of these characters, some of the tribulations. So I don't know, it's really fun, and it just has a lot of the feel of the early 2000s that some people are very nostalgic for, me included. So I really like that. I like the character designs. They're very specific. Like, each one of the characters just feels very much like their own. They're fully fledged out, and not just our main characters, but some of the other supporting characters throughout the town, throughout the school. I love a good, a book about a school hijinks and problems. So all that kind of comes together here. Very, very much an enjoyable book. With that being said, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Also, in October, we'll be covering a lot of anime, so this book came just at the right time to coincide with some of our coverage. Stay tuned for that, and let us know what you thought of the book down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.